G'day Guardians, Roguey here. This one goes out to all my fellow Hunter mains who are looking to be more than just a Celestial Nighthawk or Shadow Shot tether player. Right now, PvE endgame is dominated by Warlocks and Titans, and really, who could blame them? Well of Radiance, Chaos Reach, Ward of Dawn, and Thunder Crash. All super abilities that are pound for pound more impactful than anything the Hunter has on offer. But this build isn't about casting a flashy super to burst down a boss or champion. In fact, if you are playing this build to perfection, your Fireteam won't even appreciate the amount of impact you are having. This is because the impact that this build has isn't a flash in the pan 30 seconds of healing, it is a consistent and constant 50% damage reduction for your entire Fireteam. I am, of course, talking about Omnioculus combined with Bottom Tree Void. Let's just spend a minute talking about the synergies that Omnioculus has on its own. Right off the bat, you have access to a second smoke bomb that when stealthing an ally, refunds 50% of your melee energy, meaning that stealthing two allies fully refunds your smoke bomb, giving you access to potentially 100% uptime on your melee. Why is this so important? First of all, each time you apply stealth to yourself or an ally, you apply a stack of Heart of the Pack, a buff that gives you an additional 33 mobility, resilience, and recovery. Now, this buff lasts for 20 seconds, refreshing each time you apply stealth, and can be stacked up to 3 times. Now, this is essentially giving your entire Fireteam maximum mobility, recovery, and resilience. So already, you're providing your Fireteam with nearly 30 tiers of stat bonuses on a melee that insta-refreshes, and that's not even taking into account the remaining perks that Omnioculus gives. It's not just smoke bomb energy that's getting refunded when you make your allies invisible, it also refunds about 20% of your grenade energy thanks to combat provision, a perk of running Bottom Tree Void. This comes in handy during those intense fights where your Fireteam is either holding a position or under siege, where being able to throw out multiple grenades can provide insane value. The lockdown perk also makes your grenade effects last twice as long and deal more damage. I can't stress this enough. If you've got smoke bomb available with 2 allies nearby, you need to be using that off cooldown. If you can consistently throw down your smoke bomb on those 2 allies, refunding your grenade energy, you can get up to 2 grenades out during one fight. It can be insane. And finally, Omnioculus also gives all stealthed allies about a 50% damage reduction, the same level as Protective Light. When I first saw this perk, I honestly thought it was redundant. Why would I need damage reduction if I'm invisible? But as anyone who's played Grandmasters can attest, enemies do not stop shooting. Ever. Even if you go invisible, they'll keep firing on your last position and likely throwing out grenades or other area of effect abilities. This is where that extra damage resistance really comes in handy. Finding yourself pinned down by Dorito grenades or splash damage effects but are not able to reposition? Throw down a smoke bomb to buy yourself some time to regen your HP. Need to reload your heavy weapon or run out to grab a couple of purple bricks? The smoke bomb provides. For allies, there's even a small grace period where they are still shooting but remain stealth, so they can continue to take shots and get that damage reduction while dishing out damage on their end also. We'll start with the mods. You can have the perfect setup with everything playing out as planned until a couple of vandals with a wire rifle show up to ruin your day. This is why I don't leave my home without Protective Light. For just a low price of 2 void energy, you can survive any incoming damage. To fuel my Protective Light addiction, I use Taking Charge. Even though we are getting that 30 mobility from Heart of the Pack, it just doesn't feel right to not see triple digits next to mobility on my Hunter, so Powerful Friends helps me achieve that. Finally, you won't catch me entering a Grandmaster without special ammo finisher. Shadow Shot is great and all, but I find a reliable source of special ammo to be a boon to any Fireteam. So we've got all this great information and theory crafting, but how does this build actually play out? How are we going to show that Hunters deserve a seat at the end game PvE table? Let's go through some of my Grandmaster footage taken from this season, highlighting key smoke bomb use cases. We'll start with the Defend the Ghost room in Devil's Lair. Just after activating Ghost, you'll see my grenade is far from being off cooldown. Use any chance you have to throw down a smoke bomb to replenish that. after killing the champion, our fire team needs to reload. Perfect opportunity to throw down a smoke bomb to provide them the extra safety to do so. Whenever you plan to reposition or chase down an enemy, make sure you're providing your fire team that stealth effect so you can traverse around freely. Reviving a teammate out in the open is simple enough while invisible, but how about keeping them alive after the fact? With perfect timing, you can throw down your smoke bomb just as the revive finishes, stealthing both of you instantly. Dealing damage with your grenade also refunds your smoke bomb. Just look at how fast a well-placed nade can get you back up to 2 stacks. Remember those wire rifle vandals? If they catch you out, no problem. A quick stealth and fall back to safety. Knowing the timings on each part of the encounter is crucial for a well-placed smoke bomb. Just as this barrier knight spawns, I'm able to make my fire team invisible, allowing us to easily walk up and drop our well of radiance in the most optimal position. And finally, after taking out a powerful enemy, use that stealth period to reevaluate the state of the fight and plan out your next move. A similar objective in Exodus Crash, highlighting how valuable the damage reduction portion of Omnioculus can be as well. There are going to be times when you get pushed out of the safety of your well and you need to regain your positioning. A quick smoke bomb here allows us to back off out of that champion on the left's line of sight. Once we can safely remove the long-range threat in form of 2 overload captains, stealth up once more to regain a forward position and finish off the final captain. Now let's watch that clip again, but this time I want you to pay attention to my resistance buff, originally gained from projective light. You'll notice it's refreshing, extending the duration of resistance. This is because that smoke bomb is also applying a resistance buff, and rather than overriding it with its own, that is restricted to being invisible, it is extending the original source that came from protective light. With enough attention, we can actually keep this resistance buff as long as we have smoke bombs available. Incredible, right? And of course, who could forget the clutch factor? Being the last Fireteam member left alive in the boss room, all odds stacked against you. Only one thing running through your mind: survive. Ducking and weaving between enemies, dodge rolling your way back to a charged smoke bomb. When entering Grandmasters, this is a situation you're going to find yourself in every so often. The text, "Last Guardian Standing," reminding you of your responsibility as a Void Hunter. So many times you're going to be the player to salvage the run, so it's important to remember how to refund your smoke bomb without allies to give you those free refunds. The most simple way we have available is Gambler's Dodge, fully refunding your melee when dodge rolling near an enemy. Now, Vanish and Smoke lasts for about 6 seconds, which is more than enough time for you to stealth up, find an enemy, refresh your smoke bomb, and revive your ally while both stealthing you in the process. The versatility that smoke bomb provides you is unmatched, and the more experience your fire team has playing with an Omnioculus Hunter, you'll find them self-consciously grouping together at key moments, sort of expecting that incoming stealth. Now, this is my 3rd Grandmaster season using Omnioculus Hunter, and I can confidently say it is the most reliable endgame PvE build available for hunters, and any fire team would consider themselves lucky to have one blessing their ranks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, Guardians.